Good evening, campers, dreamers, and babysitters. When 6 college grads get a cabin in the swamplands of Georgia, they decide to throw their laptops in a backyard lake in an act of youthful defiance, which unknowingly turns an alligator into a dreaded and insatiable CGI creature. Yes, folks, this is my raw reaction review for Bad CGI Gator. This video is sponsored by Full Moon Features. If you or someone you know loves horror collectibles, be sure to check out Full Moon's Tiny Terrors, the perfect gift this holiday season. For more information, click the link below, or stick around till the end of this video.
Ho, ho, ho.
What's going on, guys? And yes, it is just me today, talking about the latest flick from the folks over at Full Moon Features. So I want to give them a big thank you for sending this film my way. And I do have a bit of a confession to make. Yes, I actually got this screener way back at the beginning of November. But just as I was getting ready to review and post this, we had some word on kind of the old sponsorship thing that we had going on in October. Yes, if you stuck around and saw some of our videos, you know that we had partnered with Full Moon to bring you guys some updates, news, and reviews on the Tiny Terrors line that they have coming out and is well now out. And, things were working out, they were going well, and then we kind of had a hang up with shipping and production. So it was kind of quiet on all fronts, but they were patient with us. We were patient with them. And, we stuck to our guns and everything worked out because I'm happy to report that we have finally gotten a box of the Tiny Terrors in hand. And yes, stay tuned. If you saw the intro there, we do have a review coming to you guys very soon here. It's going to be very special, very unique, different than the kind of stuff you're used to seeing on the channel. We have a lot of fun stuff planned for it, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. I'm excited to finally have these guys in hand, and we're going to do some really fun things with them. So stay tuned for that. Let's get on with what you guys are really here for, and that is to talk about Bad CGI Gator. It's no secret, I love my creature features on this channel, and I am born and raised, corn-fed these sci-fi Saturday night creature features. Yes, if you watched it, Sci-Fi Channel in the mid-2000s, it's like every Saturday they'd have like a Lake Placid 2 or, some werewolf film or Bigfoot movie on. And it would kind of go with the theme of the weekend. And, I would watch it all the time. Love this stuff. You could not get it away from me. So when Full Moon hit us up and was like, hey, do you want to check this out? I was all in. But let's get the elephant out of the room here. Like, let's talk about this. This movie, it is what it is. It's a bad CGI alligator film. It's not trying to be anything special. It's not trying to be anything remarkable. And with that said, I want you to just know right up front, if this movie is not your kind of film, if you are not in with the joke, if you're not on board with the gag, you're not going to like this movie. Because this movie is cheap, it is dumb, and it's a whole lot of fun. But if you are in with the gag and you are here to mess around, then stick around and let's talk about it. Because, yeah, I really liked and enjoyed Bad CGI Gator for what it was. This movie is not out here to win any Oscars. It is here strictly to entertain. And with that, there are a lot of gags and a lot of moments in this movie that just go so over the top and really got some genuine chuckles out of me. And really, here's the thing about it, is it's just that we've seen so many of these, like, again, Lake Placid 2s, Dino Croc versus Dinosaurus or whatever. All these movies are just like trying to take themselves so seriously. And then you have this film, which is essentially a parody of those. And it's refreshing to watch a film not take itself so seriously and really play at its budgetary restrictions, which is something that I think the Full Moon tends to do really well when they kind of go for this vein of comedy horror. Now, say what you will, I think that Full Moon definitely does have some movies where they're definitely trying a lot harder to really make an impact. And those, it's kind of take it or leave it. You're either, again, on board or you're not. But I think that that is the beauty of this company and just what they put out, is because it is a grab bag. It's a really just a bag full of treats, and it's like one of those things where there's a little something for everybody. And Bad CGI Gator is the perfect example of that because this is a movie for me. I enjoy these flicks, even when, I'm sitting there on a Sunday afternoon. If I have some time to myself, I'll surf Tubi and I'll find anything and everything creature feature and I'll just throw it on, even if it looks like it was put together for $5 and a stick of gum. I don't know why, that's just how I am. But getting into this movie a little bit more, the things that I really actually appreciated about it were just, again, the in jokes and just kind of how they played into it. It does start off very much kind of in one of those, we're meandering, we're kind of like trying to get there, we're just trying to get to the setting so we can start killing people. And those parts really had me worried that this film wasn't going to, necessarily succeed at being a parody, nor succeed at being, the films it's trying to imitate. But it is, as soon as, and I read it in the description, as soon as these fucking college kids throw their laptops in the lake and it turns that alligator into this giant CGI monstrosity, I was completely on board at that point. And that's when the film got fun. Because then the fucking alligator starts flying, it starts getting big, it's just doing all kinds of wild things. And again, it's playing into the joke. Now, I'm not going to bullshit you. There's definitely some stuff in here that bothered me. There are a couple characters in here where it's like you can tell they're not winning any awards for this script. They're not trying to win any awards for this script. But man, there were, again, a few characters in here that really got under my skin, as just far as just having to sit there and spend all this time with them, just because you could just tell they were trying so hard to just play into these kind of like Gen Z stereotypes of like, oh, we need our phones, we need our technology and everything. And it's like, I'm fine with that joke. I'm part of Gen Z, but I'm cool with it. All right. I'm fine with it. But when you've done it for every other line of dialogue, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't care if it's a fucking bad CGI monstrosity, Bigfoot, shark, alligator combo, it's still going to get under my skin and it's still going to bother me. And it's not because I'm sensitive. It's not because I'm sitting here and, again, not in with the joke. It's just, again, it just, you're beating a dead horse at that point. And man, I might get a lot of shit for this, but I genuinely think that the alligator in this doesn't look that bad. I've seen a lot of movies where these things look even worse than this movie, and I was pretty impressed by just this thing's movement. And I know that they're trying to be exaggerant with it at times, and they are making it fly and do all these zany, outlandish things, but I guess it just shows how far even simple CGI has come when I can see this and I can compare it to something that came out like maybe 5 years ago on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I can sit here and say, this looks better. And yeah, I think the big plus that you can get from this too, and this is a very consistent pattern with these full moon features, is that this movie comes in at just under an hour, at 58 minutes. And so it makes it very bite-sized. It makes it very easy to digest and get through. And again, it's just a lot of fun. So if you are bored one weekend and you're just looking for some dumb fun, a nice parody film to throw on that isn't taking itself very serious, that has some goofy gore and some goofy alligators, this is the film for you, honestly. But if you're not in with the joke and you think that, this is just too stupid and it's not up your alley, then I'm sorry, but you are watching the wrong film. I mean, for God's sakes, it says it in the title. It is Bad CGI Gator. What are you expecting when the film's title starts with bad? And it's not badass. But where does this sit with me on a rating scale? I mean, for me, honestly, this is a recommend. I think that this is fun. I knew what I was getting into. I knew what I signed up for, and I had a great time with it. Is it one that I'm ever going to watch again? Probably not. I mean, unless I'm really just trying to sit down and show some friends what's going on. I live in Ohio, and they just legalized marijuana up here, so I could totally see this being one where you pop a couple edibles with some homies, sit down, and just have a blast with it. Hell, you could probably watch 3 of these fucking movies and still have a great time. So yeah, folks, definitely let me know down below what you guys thought of Bad CGI Gator. It is out on Amazon Prime right now for you to check out, as most full moon feature films are. And yeah, it's honestly just, again, a fun time. sit down, turn your brain off, and enjoy the show because it just gets so wild and zany. There's more stuff in there that I didn't get to talk about because I just don't want to spoil it for you. But yeah, it's definitely a fun time at home on your couch. So yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up here for me. But yeah, remember Tiny Terrors. I'm gonna throw a link down in the description if you want to get your hands on some of these bad boys. We're gonna be diving much deeper into these. I'm so happy to finally have them. And yeah, thank you again to Full Moon Features for not only supplying the film but supplying these bad boys. So alrighty, other than that, we got our review for Godzilla Minus One, which is another big lizard film, maybe one that's of a higher caliber for all you auteurs out there. But yeah, no, other than that, we got a lot of great stuff on the channel. So I guess until next time, I'm going to wrap it up here. I am Dylan Newell, and remember, stay scared.